Pixel art is a form of digital art, created through the use of raster graphics software, where images are edited on the pixel level. Graphics in most old computer, console, graphing calculator and mobile games are mostly pixel art. History: the term pixel art was first published by ALll Goldberg and Robert Flugel of Xerox Palo Alto Research Center in 1982. The concept, however, goes back about 10 years before that, for example in Richard Shoup's Super Paint system in 1972, also at Xerox PARC. Some traditional art forms, such as counted thread embroidery and some kinds of mosaic and beadwork, are very similar to pixel art. These art forms construct pictures out of small colored units similar to the pixels of modern digital computing. A similar concept on a much bigger scale can be seen in the North Korean Arirang Festival. Definition: image filters or tools with automatic anti-aliasing are considered by most advanced pixel artists as invalid tools for pixel art, as such tools calculate new pixel values automatically, contrasting with the precise manual arrangement of pixels associated with pixel art. Techniques Drawings usually start with what is called the line art, which is the basic line that defines the character, building or anything else the artist is intending to draw. Lineates are usually traced over scanned drawings and are often shared among other pixel artists. Other techniques, some resembling painting, also exist. The limited palette often implemented in pixel art usually promotes dithering to achieve different shades and colors, but due to the nature of this form of art this is done completely by hand. Handmade anti-aliasing is also used. Here are a few parts of the above image of a OE the Gunka Euro in detail, depicting a few of the techniques involved. 1. The basic form of dithering, using two colors in a 2 checkerboard pattern. Changing the density of each color will lead to different subtones. 2. Stylized dithering with 2 pixel squares randomly scattered can produce interesting textures. Small circles are also frequent. 3. Anti-aliasing can be done, by hand, to smooth curves and transitions. Some artists only do this internally, to keep crisp outlines that can go over any background. The PNG alpha channel can be used to create external anti-aliasing for any background. Saving and compression Pixel art is preferably stored in a file format utilizing lossless data compression, such as run length encoding or an indexed color palette. GIF and PNG are two file formats commonly used for storing pixel art. The JPEG format is avoided because its lossy compression algorithm is designed for smooth continuous tone images and introduces visible artifacts in the presence of dithering. Categories Pixel art is commonly divided in two subcategories, isometric and non-isometric. The isometric kind is drawn in a near-isometric dimetric projection. This is commonly seen in games to provide a three-dimensional view without using any real three-dimensional processing. Technically, an isometric angle would be of 30 degrees from the horizontal, but this is avoided since the pixels created by a line drawing algorithm would not follow a neat pattern. To fix this, lines with a 1 to 2 pixel ratio are picked, leading to an angle of about 26.57 degrees. One subcategory is planimetric, which is done at a 1:1 angle, giving a more top-down look. Another subcategory is a PG perspective, in which the X and Z axes are combined into a side-top view. This view is facing an edge, instead of a vertex. Non-isometric pixel art is any pixel art that does not fall in the isometric category, such as views from the top, side, front, bottom or perspective views. Scaling. When pixel art is displayed at a higher resolution than the source image, it is often scaled using the nearest neighbor interpolation algorithm. This avoids blurring caused by other algorithms, such as bilinear and bicubic interpolation which interpolate between adjacent pixels and work best on continuous tones, but not sharp edges or lines. Nearest neighbor interpolation preserves these sharp edges, but it makes diagonal lines and curves look blocky, an effect called pixelation. Thus, Hybrid algorithms have been devised to interpolate between continuous tones while preserving the sharpness of lines in the piece. Such attempts include the 2xi, super-ALll, and the high-quality HQX algorithms. Uses: pixel art was very often used in older computer and console video games. With the increasing use of 3D graphics in games, pixel art lost some of its use. Despite that, this is still a very active professional amateur area, since mobile phones and other portable devices still have low resolution and therefore require skillful use of space and memory. Sometimes pixel art is used for advertising too. One such company that uses pixel art to advertise is ALll. The group ALll specializes in isometric pixel graphics for advertising and has been featured in magazines such as Wired, Popular Science, and Fortune 500. Icons for operating systems with limited graphics abilities are also pixel art. The limited number of colors and resolution presents a challenge when attempting to convey complicated concepts and ideas in an efficient way. On the Microsoft Windows desktop, icons are raster images of various sizes, the smaller of which are not necessarily scaled from the larger ones and could be considered pixel art. On the GNOME and KDE desktops, icons are represented primarily by SVG images, but also with hand-optimized, pixel art PNGs for smaller sizes such as 16x16 and 24x24. Another use of pixel art on modern desktop computers is favicons. Modern pixel art has been seen as a reaction to the 3D graphics industry by amateur game graphic hobbyists. Many retro enthusiasts often choose to mimic the style of the past. Some view the pixel art revival as restoring the golden age of second and third generation consoles, where it is argued graphics were more aesthetically pleasing. Pixel art still remains popular and has been used in social networking virtual worlds such as CityPixel and Habbo, as well as among handheld devices such as the Nintendo DS, Nintendo 3DS, PSP, PS Vita and cell phones, and in modern indie games such as Hotline Miami and FTL. Faster than light. Pixel art is also used in textures for Minecraft. Software: Deluxe Paint, a graphics editor for the Amiga frequently used by demoscene pixel artists. GraphX2, a free software bitmap editor. Cosmic GoPro Motion, a professional graphics editor used for creating images and animations with pixel precision. It has a similar design to Deluxe Paint. Microsoft Paint, the raster graphic editor bundled with Microsoft Windows. Pixn, a graphics and animation editor for Mac OS X tailored toward pixel art. See also, Spritting, making small pixel characters using pixel art methods. Sprite. Mosaic, cross-stitch, cybermosaic, a technique for rendering web pages. References: Adele Goldberg and Robert Fogel, ACM President's Letter, Pixel Art, Communications of the ACM, Volume 25, Issue 12, December 1982. http, Opengamartalk Chapter 3 Perspectives, Stephen J. Eskilsson. Graphic Design, A New History, 2nd edition. Pages 392. Copyright Stephens La Pixel Art, interviewed Olivia Hurd, Resurgence of Pixel Art.